Welcome to Armchair Anonymous. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Dax.
How are you?
Good.
You did or did not have any memories from this? You didn't have any snow days, or you said you did have some snow days.
I did, and I had one in college that I talk about for a second. That was so fun.
Snow days are the best. Our prompt today is about the craziest snow day memory.
It's a fun one.
How much is in the edit?
I'm doing it today, so
You
I'm
better
deciding.
keep it. You better. It's one of the greatest moments on the show.
I'm probably going to keep some of it.
Please keep it. There's a real fun moment. Fingers crossed that there remains to be a really fun moment. You know, I said this in the past when I got to officiate Matt and Laura's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I underestimated the contagiousness of emotions and that it was palpable to stand between two people.
Oh, God. Don't equate.
Hold on. There was a fun playfulness that I've been a part of in real life. It's been decades. Mm-hmm. That was so invigorating. Someone making a run for a girl they like. Oh, it was really fun. Okay, that's enough about that. You don't want to talk about that. Okay, lots of fun stories. Please enjoy the craziest snow days ever.
Hard times come and go. Good times, take them slow. My life, I had them both. Remember one thing, you gotta know, I'ma keep on shining.
Hello.
Hi there.
Oh my
Hi.
God, what amazing audio you have.
My brother's an audio engineer in LA and he is visiting me this week, so he happened to let me borrow the headphones. It's a great setup.
Sim.
Oh my God, you sound better than we do. It's Carrie, right? We have the right name.
Yeah, thanks for talking to me.
Oh God, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
so
so
excited
excited.
too. You're a fucking brown noser because you're in the closet.
Yeah, we love that.
Well, Monica loves it.
You should love it.
Well, Emma from your team is very nice when she makes the requests, so I couldn't say no to that.
That's exactly right.
Well, she lives in deep fear of Monica, so she's like, if they don't get in the closet, I'm gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah, so your reputation as a monster precedes you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Carrie,
I'll own it.
where are you at in the country?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, not a lot of snow days in Scottsdale.
No, that's why we moved over here, to get rid of the snow days.
Where are you from?
Denver, Colorado.
Okay. And so you guys are pretty prepared, no? I'm always like, for me, Michigan's like a 7 on the thing. Like, you got to have a pretty damn bad snowstorm for us to get a snow, because we have all the equipment. But then Colorado, you go in like 2 feet of snow sometimes, right?
I actually lived in Michigan for a brief period and nothing stops at all.
Right.
But in Denver, my parents, they don't have chains on their tires. So they are not as well equipped as a lot of other people might be. I'd say it's half and half of people who are competent in the snow and not competent.
And yet they're all sharing one roadway, unfortunately.
Yeah, very true.
Okay, so tell us about your crazy snow day.
So it ended up being more than just a snow day, but around middle school, there's this girl, I'm going to call her Leslie. And I'm infatuated with Leslie. She transfers to my school. Not only is she the new girl, very pretty also.
The new girls always are.
Where was she from? What state?
She's from Colorado, but she was from the West Side.
Okay, great.
So she transfers. I love her. You know, I'm kind of the class clown, and every time you make a joke, she'll like graze your arm.
Oh my, Leslie.
So fast forward 5 years, I've just been infatuated the whole time. Obsessed with this girl. It's freshman year of high school now, and she knows of me. You know, it's a smallish school, but I'm not popular enough to like hang out with her friends on the weekends. She's a different tier.
Yeah.
So the way I try to make myself a part of her life is I sit close enough to her in the classes we have together that maybe the teacher will call on us to be partnered up for a project.
Oh, great strategy.
Yeah.
It's a decent tactic. It works a few times, including this freshman year in a science class. You know, we have a mini science fair project that we're teamed up for.
Oh, this is great because this is over a period of time. You have to meet up.
And she's lazy because she's hot, so she's not going to do a goddamn thing in this project, and you're going to do it all.
You'll be
Yeah.
impressive.
She is very dependent on me. Yeah. So we're in the middle of a storm. We don't know exactly how big the storm is going to be, but they're predicting that it'll be big. And I am trying to convince my parents that I should go over to her house.
Because you want to get stuck there?
Yes. In hindsight, I think this was me being a master manipulator trying to get stuck there. That is inevitably what happens.
Oh, wow.
Good job.
Thank you. I kind of take too long so that by the time we're wrapping up our project, I say to her parents, I'm not super comfortable walking home in the dark and the snow. And her parents are wonderful. Their style of parenting is let them run wild. So they're totally fine with it. Let my parents know it's okay. Make a little makeshift bed for me in the basement.
Wow.
Oh, you're going to spend the night.
I am sleeping over at my crush's house.
Oh,
my
this is
God.
brilliant.
I appreciate the compliment. It is brilliant. But we wake up in the morning and there's another 15 inches of snow on the ground.
Whoa.
So this is the biggest storm in not Colorado history, but in the 2 decades I lived there, this was the biggest storm. School ends up getting canceled the entire week.
Oh, wow.
And I'm stuck in Leslie's house for 5 full days.
No. This can't happen. This can't happen.
Wait,
So, I mean, every night, my parents are checking in with her parents, and they're like, yeah, it's totally fine if he stays. We love having him.
What are you doing about underwear?
Yeah, so I'm wearing some of the dad's clothing. So, luckily, he's a skinny guy, and I'm not. So, it's actually a decent fit.
You at 13 were the same size as the 40-year-old man.
Yeah. Well, this is probably around 15, but, it's the dawn of puberty, so I'm a little taller than I was the previous year.
Okay.
In any case, the week goes really well.
Ooh.
I turn up the charm to 11, Mr. Suave. Not only am I hanging out with Leslie all the time, we're watching movies, and I'm doing a mystery science theater thing, making her giggle.
Absolutely. You're commentating.
Exactly. She also has a trampoline in her backyard.
Oh, shit.
So we're jumping on the snowy trampoline.
You can't walk home, but you can jump on the
But they can go to the
snowy
park, and they can go out to dinner.
It is like waist high, so
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I could walk home, but it wouldn't be a great idea, and I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, if the girl loved you and you weren't into her, you would have got your ass home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, multiple
Yeah,
times.
yeah. Oh, I could have definitely. I was practicing the story with my friends, and they were like, I definitely went to the park during the snowstorm. You could get around. But I didn't.
Okay.
So I'm even winning over the parents, complimenting the mom's cooking, like, oh, you're not going to the grocery store, but you're still so resourceful. This Kraft mac and cheese is amazing. The dad loves pinball, has a machine in the basement. We bond over that. So the whole family loves me this week. It all culminates in the 5th day. We are in Leslie's bed, me and her together, giggling, listening to Coldplay just came out.
Yellow?
Yes, it is the first album, so Yellow would have been on there.
Dreamy.
Snowy outside, which is romantic on its own. We're under the covers, clothes on, but still, I have weaseled my way into her bed. It's a lofted bed you have to climb up. And I'm joking about how gross I think fellatio is. That's the topic.
Okay, yeah.
And she, while we're giggling about it, turns to me and says, is that something you'd want to try? See what it's like.
Oh.
So,
hold on.
This is...
I know.
Pause. Don't.
Hit me.
Well, not even. I want to soak. Do you know the Mormon term where you put the penis in? You don't do any pumping.
Did not know it was a Mormon term, but yeah, I know soaking.
I just want to soak in that moment for 1 second, okay? I mean,
Just
wow.
sit here and soak.
I just want to add, I too was the lucky recipient of some really overt sexuality from 9th grade girls who weren't, in quotes, that type of girl. Some nerdier girls I was friends with, similar thing. I want to know what that feels like. There's something glorious when the girls have the power at that age and they feel safe, and then that actually happens. Because for the rest of your life, it goes the other way. Anyways, what a time to be alive.
I appreciate that you can recognize what a moment that was for me.
Yes.
I incepted my way into their house. The whole family loves me. I only think in my wildest dreams we'll make out. She kicks it up 3 notches.
Wow.
To oral. I know.
Start on third base.
Exactly. So instead of just embracing it, I have a complete meltdown.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I start feeling the sweat coming on, and I begin to ramble with reasons why we shouldn't do it.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm saying, your parents, they're in the next room. What if they come in? It could get messy. Like, where does all the fluid go? I just look like a moron.
Can I ask you really quick? You just weren't really ready yet. You weren't mature enough for that kind of advanced sexuality, or you were nervous you were going to do a terrible job?
I've probably thought about this for, 1,000 hours since it happened. And I think I was so focused on making out, and I had gone through all the ways I might be inadequate when it comes to kissing her.
Yeah.
I couldn't even fathom that we might do anything else. So now it's, will I be able to last? And again, I'm just going through puberty. Is size going to be an issue? So that all hits me at once, and I panic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God,
it's so
Carrie.
hard to be. It's so hard to be a teenager,
So
a little
sweet.
prepubescent.
Yeah.
Yeah, us straight white males.
It's so hard. I'm so
It's
sorry.
very tough. Thank you.
It's where we get the credit we deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, I don't ramble forever. She actually stops me and says, "Don't worry about it. The moment has passed." I know. Not great, but I totally get where she's coming from. So I apologize, and I say I should go to bed, and I, start climbing down the ladder.
Oh.
This is sad.
I actually trip a little at the end of the climb. Yeah. So I hit my knee on the ground, pretend it doesn't hurt. It's awful. And then I go, to my cupboard under the stairs that they made for me, and I weep myself to sleep. So in the morning, I wake up and I can't stay there anymore. Tell the parents, thank you so much for everything. And I walk home all weepy. And then at school the following week, people know about it.
They do? She's told people?
Well, to her credit, I don't think she actually told people. I talked to her this weekend to see if it was okay to tell the story. She says she didn't tell anybody. So I think I told a confidant or two, and it leaked that way.
Oh, yeah.
My bad. Not a great thing I did.
Yeah. These things, they need to be shared.
They do. I'm almost glad it leaked out a little bit because, yes, I became the guy who, ruined his shot with Leslie, but I was also the guy who had a shot with Leslie to squander.
Your status must have skyrocketed. Yeah.
You turned down Leslie.
Exactly. They didn't know it was because I was overwhelmed and panicking. Maybe I just said, no, not for me,
No,
thanks.
thanks.
I'm getting
Yeah.
into other places.
Yeah. Pretty satiated with your mother, actually. We've been spending some time together. You're probably too young to have seen Can't Buy Me Love.
I had not seen it.
It's Patrick Dempsey. It's what made him a big star. It's the best movie ever of this ilk. He's a teenager nerd. He's mowed 1 million lawns so he can buy a telescope. He's at the mall to get the telescope. He sees the most popular girl across the way. She had spilt wine on her mom's dress. She has to replace it. He decides to spend all of his telescope money on buying her a new dress with the agreement that she has to act like they're dating for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's just as manipulative. Yeah.
It's the best movie ever, and it's almost identical to your story. And lo and behold, of course, the popular girl falls for him, but he's got his now sights set elsewhere. It's the best movie, but it reminds me so much of this because you found yourself in a situation that cannot be manufactured. 5 days uninterrupted time with your crush at her house.
Yeah, and the difference between Can't Buy Me Love is that he ends up with the girl and I have 20 years of thought prison.
So when you get to school, does it elevate your status a little bit?
No, not really.
Oh.
Nothing changed for me. I didn't get accepted into any clubs that I couldn't get in otherwise.
But you stayed in touch with her, and did the plan switch to, 3 weeks later, you're like, shit, I should have done it. Now I want to do it. How do I bring this back up to her, see if the offer's still good?
I felt like that was my one shot. And then she was like a serial monogamist. This was a very brief period where she wasn't dating someone from high school. So she probably got a boyfriend a few weeks after that. Never on the market long.
Wow, your time with Leslie.
This is a beautiful story.
Well, if you'll indulge me for a moment, moral of the story, don't squander these opportunities. So I'm wondering if, Monica, you're willing to hear my quick elevator pitch as to why we should go on a date.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Wait, do you live in LA?
He lives in Arizona.
I'm in Scottsdale, but I work for Ford remotely.
Okay. And you have a brother who lives in Los Angeles.
Right. I go to visit him for a few weeks. I see family and friends. I try to seduce you at the same time. Who knows where it goes?
Two birds, one stone.
Listen. How old are you?
So
Uh-oh.
can I do my pitch?
Hold on.
Do your pitch.
Anytime it's answered with so.
Do your pitch. Do your pitch.
I'm the latter half of 34, so I turned 35 soon.
Great.
Okay.
I actually, this is the first point, went to Northwestern University with Rachel Field and Jen D'Angelo. We're in the same class.
No way.
No.
Right. So not only are we the same age, some mutual acquaintances might be able to attest to the fact that I don't murder people.
I love this. I love a mutual acquaintance.
I think you're very cute, Carrie.
So do I,
Yeah.
Carrie.
You stop that right now.
Oh
That is not a popular opinion, but I'll take it. Thank you.
I'm going to send some texts out.
Oh my God.
Maybe a Dan Milstein.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
I should
That's
I should have lied and said I know. Yeah, we're best friends. Dan, you know Dan?
I'll get Rachel on the case.
Sure,
And Jen.
Rachel might know best. Yeah. I get sick constantly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you could feed me soup or pamper like
wow.
5 to 10 weeks a year. Yeah. And then the last thing, I like you. At least I like your public persona a lot.
Thank you.
And I assume that's you. So maybe it could be mutual. I don't know. This could be your Leslie moment.
This is a good pitch.
Thank you. I practiced with many people.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Next time you're in LA,
Okay.
you let me know.
Oh my God, I'm like exploding with romance
No
right
way.
now. Rob, can you believe we're sitting in this bubble?
We've got this all recorded too.
What a
It's true.
privilege.
It's recorded, so there's no going back.
Oh my God.
Now, this isn't the most convenient. I fly to San Francisco for Thanksgiving tomorrow. I don't want to pressure you. I can just wait a few months until I am actually on a trip to LA.
I think when you're on a trip to LA,
That's a little less scary, right?
you let me know.
Yeah, I'm
Well, just
coming
'cause
on
I-
a little strong right now.
No, it's not that. It's not that. I just have a lot of plans for
Got it.
Thanksgiving. So
Okay.
it would be hard schedule wise.
Let's not get bogged down in the logistics of this. We say this in show business. Learn to take the yes and exit the executive's office.
All right,
When they
see you
bought the
guys
movie,
later.
I mean, when you heard yes, it's time to go. Carrie, this has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, Carrie.
I've seen a few people pitch themselves to Monica, and I'm going to tell you, none of them have worked. So just, if nothing else happens, I just saw a smile on young Monica's face that I just haven't seen anyone penetrate the force
The
field.
best
so.
smile. Okay, good. If nothing comes of it, this made my week.
Guys, can I
Same.
want you to make love?
No.
Please. I'm here from the
gonna
beginning.
say
I
no.
want to be there at the end.
I'm gonna
What
go
if
ahead
I promise
and
to
say no.
only look at Carrie during the
No,
lovemaking?
I don't trust that to be true. I know you too well.
Well, this is seriously fantastic. So thank you guys.
Thank
I've
you.
now joined the ranks of like Obama was your guest, and now I am.
That's right.
Yes.
You're just like Obama.
You're identical to Obama.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Malia,
Oh no.
what's the other one's name?
Sasha.
Sasha. Malia and Sasha. We'd like to watch.
No,
Yep,
no.
the whole family.
No.
We love Good Place, but we'd rather watch you guys. All right, Carrie, awesome meeting you. What a party.
Yes.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. Have a great one.
Wow, what a cute
Wow,
dude.
wow,
Whoa,
wow.
whoa,
That
whoa.
took a turn I
That took
wasn't
a turn.
expecting.
That was so fun for me to watch. I felt like I was in high school watching you get hit on at in the
That's
cafeteria.
never happened at high school.
Well, especially that story before was so like wholesome and
It
brought you back to
was.
elementary school.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Rachel. I'm gonna
Okay.
text her right now.
Oh my God. So his name's Carrie, Northwestern University, lives in Scottsdale, Arizona, works for Ford. I had to
I was gonna
control myself to not ask him what he did at Ford.
Yeah, I was
but I didn't
gonna-
want to get in the way of what was happening.
But I thought maybe you would like that part.
I love that part. All the more reason I want to be there when you guys consummate this relationship. Here's my pitch why I should be there.
Oh Christ.
You
Okay.
ready? I think the robot.
Oh, good. You're going to use the robot?
I'll be there as the robot.
In a robot costume.
Yes.
I thought you said the robot
And I'll
was
go,
too pure.
Is this how humans make love? What part do you put in the other human? We don't have any parts.
Oh, I don't feel right about it because he's so pure.
Have you seen that Nathan For You where he builds the box for children to sit in while their parents make love in the hotel room? It's like a sound deprivation tank. And to test it, he just brings a bunch of porn stars into the hotel room to have sex.
Jesus.
With a kid sitting in this box.
This is weird that he knows my friend.
That is really weird. That's such a added
That's
safety net.
Nice.
Wow, am I all a titter? I'm a titter. All right, let's talk to Leslie. Look at this.
I
ding,
know,
ding, ding.
it's going to be her.
I would love it.
All right, here
Oh my
comes
God.
Leslie.
But no, that was a code name.
Oh, yeah.
These are getting, what if we've tapped into like a Twilight Zone portal? So much surreal stuff's happening. Like you're on a date right now. Hello?
Hello.
Is this Leslie?
This is Leslie. It's so nice to meet you guys.
You have such nice built-ins in your closet.
You do.
Oh, thank you. This is my parents' closet. I'm home for the holidays.
Oh, happy
Then let me
holidays.
rephrase it. They have such nice built-ins.
They do.
Where are you at in the country?
They live in Dallas, but I live in Los Angeles. So I'm right where you guys are.
Neighbors.
And you're wearing a Danny Rick shirt? What are you wearing? Oh,
I sure
baby.
am.
I am too. We're matching. I have Danny Rick on too.
Oh, no. No one.
Should we get the fuck out of here, Leslie? Let's get out of here.
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
So the story can't happen in Dallas. The childhood snow day story.
No. I kind of moved around a lot growing up. Before sixth grade, we moved from Minnesota to Connecticut. Big move. Was really tough to make friends at first. And then finally, there's this one girl, we start hanging out. Go over to her house for, a play date, which I'm sure we're a little bit too old to call it a play date in sixth grade, but we're going to call it that anyway. She says, let's go sledding. She has a cool hill by her house. So I don't want to go because I just got new Uggs and didn't want to get them ruined, of course, but don't want to fail at this new friendship. So I say, all right, let's do it. So we walk about a mile to a hill near her house. She goes sleds down first, and she hits a bush at the end of the route. So I say, all right, I'm not going to do that. Move a little bit to the right, sled down, and then I guess I hit an ice patch or something along the way. I end up hitting the stake that holds the wire that holds the telephone pole into the ground.
Wait.
No.
Oh, that's an immovable object.
Exactly. So I run into that and immediately have the wind knocked out of me, and I'm going in and out of consciousness a little bit. I say, you know what? I don't feel well. Can we go back to your house? So we get up and walk the mile or so back to her house. And the next part is a little fuzzy because I am going in and out of consciousness.
Oh, my God. For a mile.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. And then I remember getting to her house, her mom handing me orange juice, I guess, to blood sugar or something.
Sure. She got out of the first aid kit. Hold on, let me get some orange juice out of the
This is
first
when
aid kit.
everyone immediately gives juice to people.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. Everyone's scared, doing the best they can.
Exactly. So mom and grandpa come because they're visiting. My grandpa says, yeah, she's fine. She just got the wind knocked out of her. I've seen this injury many times in basketball. She just needs to sleep it
Oh,
off.
no. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
You're never supposed to sleep.
Exactly. My mom says, absolutely not. There's something seriously wrong with my daughter. And all I remember from that time truly is laying down in the back seat, like looking out the window at the street lamps going by, having an absolute existential moment, thinking I'm dying, not really sure what's going on. So then we get to the ER. I get shot up with all the good stuff for my pain, get all the x-rays, MRIs, CT scans. They come back and say, sadly, our pediatric surgeon is on vacation. So we don't have anyone here right now who can take care of your daughter. So she needs to be transported to a hospital somewhere else.
Oh, my God.
I get transported via ambulance to a hospital about an hour away in the middle of a snowstorm. Finally, a pediatric surgeon takes a look at me. He says, look, you lacerated your liver, punctured your lung, punctured your adrenal gland, and broke 3 ribs.
No.
Did one of the broken ribs puncture the lung or the item you hit?
I have no idea. That's a great question.
Ew, that just made me
you got
feel
about
squirmy.
13 broken bones. And the adrenal gland.
Ugh.
That's curious. Isn't that far removed from those other areas or no?
I think it's all next to the liver.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know what it does. It seems kind of unnecessary, kind of like an appendix. One of my friends was like, how is she going to get her adrenaline now? Which I don't think those two things are related.
Okay. So that's the prognosis. What happens next?
Luckily, because of the way that the liver works, I don't need surgery. I just need to be on bed rest. So I stay in the hospital for about a week.
Wow.
The best parts being unlimited hours of Golden Girls. The worst parts being the phlebitis that happened and the people that come around to entertain the peds unit. I definitely yelled at them to get away.
What's phlebitis?
Yeah.
It's an infection from the IV where your veins get enlarged and it's definitely painful. So I think that probably was worse than the actual incident because I had so much adrenaline going through me and I had morphine and things like that. Got a good cocktail going there.
Wowzers.
Just from a regular old sled.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do fun stuff. Because this could happen.
I haven't sledded since, not gonna lie.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Do you think your friend feels really guilty?
So we're not friends anymore.
Yeah,
Not
I get it.
because of this, but just because of life and age and you grow out of friendships. But I wonder if she listens and if she'll remember that it was me.
I love granddad. That would so be me. What's wrong with this? Our just inclinations like, you're fine. Everything's fine. I don't know what it's about.
You would have died.
Well, I feel like I would have been okay.
No, you would have died if everyone had listened to that grandpa.
You would have been fine if he just laid down and then didn't get up. But he probably would have been like, you got to wake up and walk this off. Let's go, Leslie.
I bet the 1 mile walk really made everything so much worse.
Yeah, I really don't remember too much from that. And then I was on bed rest for about a month after that at my house and was known as the new girl who almost died sledding.
Yeah.
Was that a good or bad moniker? Like, if you're a boy, that's kind of rad. Hey, this new dude, man, he caught himself on fire jumping over the bonfire. You're like, oh, meet that guy. Does it work that way for women?
I mean, I do remember there were two popular girls who lived near me and they brought me a little Christmas tree.
Oh my God, that makes the whole thing worth it.
But she might have been all blue, and then you don't want the popular kids to see you blue.
This could have led Leslie to Munchausen's because that's like a very formative experience where you were in pain and suffering. Then you got the attention of popular people, and you could have been on a road then to fake injure yourself.
Oh my gosh, does that explain so much? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, do you have so many chronic illnesses right now?
Yes, so many.
Make me squirm.
Well, Leslie, I'm glad you made it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I still have some battle wounds. My ribs on my right side, there's a major indent, you can tell.
Ooh.
This really got you.
Other than that, I'm okay.
Okay, good. And the adrenal gland, it must be fine. It must have healed up just fine.
Yeah, got all my adrenaline back.
Because I think if you don't have adrenaline, that's a sign of depression. That's one of the markers if you don't have adrenaline. If you remember, cocaine, one of the three things that inhibits the uptake of is neuroepinephrine, which is adrenaline.
Dopamine, serotonin.
Yeah, but adrenaline turns into okay. She doesn't care. She shouldn't. Leslie.
I care. I participated.
Do you want to go sledding with Monica?
I'm sorry. I'm not available to sled. Let's do something like go shopping.
Okay, sounds good. I'll meet you anytime. You let me know.
Well, Leslie, it was a pleasure getting to talk to you. I'm so glad you made it. And that's too much for a cute little sixth grader that's new to a school to go through.
I had a friend who had an accident where she was swinging on a
rope swing?
Yeah, and then she fell into the creek and messed up her face. And we couldn't stop talking about it at school while she was out. Like, it was a huge thing that was happening. And you were gone for a month.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I should probably take a survey and see if people remember any rumors that were spread about why I was gone.
Oh,
I just had a vision of Granddad 2 weeks later sitting in his recliner all by himself in a dark room, and he's rocking, and he just goes, I got that one wrong.
Well, I'm seeing him this afternoon. They're coming in for Thanksgiving. I'll ask him what he thought.
Ask if he has any regrets about saying you're fine.
He's like, no, you were fine. I was right.
Are you here? Yeah, I guess you were fine, huh? All right, Leslie, great meeting you. Thanks for that story.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, happy holidays.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, that really made me feel squirmy.
I gotta get more open. I wish people hit on me.
Get over it.
Jake, can you hit on me? Please.
No,
Jake.
that's sexual harassment.
No, it's not. He doesn't work for me.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Everyone hits on Monica, Jake, and I'm starting to get a little bit jealous.
That's ridiculous. You're such a handsome, good-looking guy. You're so genuine and sweet.
Oh, don't stop, Jake.
It's really effective when you ask for it.
I know it doesn't feel as good. You're actually saying don't do it, and the people are still doing it, and I'm begging for it. Jake, how are you? Where are you at?
I'm good. I am currently in Florida. I'm from Chicago, but I'm down here for the holidays.
Do you know Rob Hollis?
I don't know.
Okay, Wobby Wob? No, all right.
He goes by Wobby Wob.
Boy, this sucks. So the last guest really inflated Monica, and now I just broke Rob's heart. So that went back.
I think
No, you
he's
meant
okay.
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know him personally.
Okay,
I
never
do
mind.
that.
Okay, Jake, so you're in Florida and you're from Chicago. So Chicago, right in the snow belt.
Oh, yeah. All that lake effect snow sets you up for real nice snow days.
Yeah. What grade are we talking about?
About 7th grade. So right in those mischievous years, doing stuff that you probably shouldn't be doing.
So walk us through it.
Yeah, what happened?
So it's 2002, 2003, right? We're in my neighborhood. It's a suburb of Chicago, probably like 40 minutes outside the city north. So we get some of that Wisconsin snow coming in.
Ooh, it's very Home Alone vibes.
Ask what suburb. That's
What
right
suburb? Wobby Wob wants to know what suburb.
I grew up in a suburb called Lincolnshire, which is next to Buffalo Grove, which is a bit bigger than my town.
I know about. I'm Hoffman Estates.
Hoffman Estates.
Okay, cool.
Okay, like I knew we were getting somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, not too far.
Okay, back to this story. Sorry.
Okay, we're getting this nice big snowstorm, and we already know the next day is going to be called off. You know, you're a kid, you know, when you're like, yeah, we're getting one tomorrow. It was myself, my neighborhood buddy, who were about the same age, and my other friend. And we're all pumped to do our most favorite winter activity, which is throwing snowballs at cars.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
goodness. Okay.
So, Dax, I feel like if you were one of the neighborhood boys, you would have been right there with us.
Oh, I've spent a good deal of my youth throwing snowballs at cars, for sure.
I need to set up a little context because you might be like, yeah, you know, just little idiots throwing snowballs at cars, like cute, harmless, fun story, right? Not quite that innocent, because behind my house, probably for a stretch of maybe like 4 to 6 houses, there was this massive berm. And if you don't know what a berm is, it's like that hill that blocks your house from the road so you don't hear any noise or you don't see the road back there. So this sat like behind a stretch of houses in my neighborhood.
Perfect place to hide for cover.
Yeah. And this thing was like 20, 25 feet high. So a decently big hill. And at the top were some pine trees. So it made for like the perfect cover to stay tucked away and just launch these snowballs. There was like this short little patch of grass, a ditch, and then the road. So there was a nice little gap you had to clear for the snowballs to actually get to the road. So this means, right, you couldn't just like soft toss a snowball and the car would hit it. You had to like absolutely launch these things into the air like a fly ball and really like time the car coming down the road and make sure it would like time up and nail it.
Tearing rotator cuffs, really going for it.
Science would take into play. So the higher you're throwing them, the faster they're coming down, which would make a huge explosion when it hit a car. You'd hear a loud bang. And it was one of those things where we're like, you'd throw it up, time it, and be like, oh, and then if it hit, be like, yeah, like we go.
Yeah, for people who have not done it, it's more rewarding than throwing a strike in bowling. There's so many variables. So
Two moving objects,
one moving laterally, one moving horizontally. There's a lot of physics happening.
Oh, yeah. You're trying to lead these cars like you're a star quarterback. So you're just like, Artie's coming down, like throw it.
It's back to hunting. Like the odds of getting that little spear and that running fucking javelina are impossible. I think we have like hardwired reward for that.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
For people who've never done this, what happens when the snowball makes contact in general? What's the joy of it?
It explodes into this, like if the snowball's the size of a softball, by the time it hit the windshield, it's the size of like a large ride cymbal on a drum set. You know, it's huge. And it doesn't do anything. It doesn't ever break unless you got ice in them, which I even had the ethics not to throw ice snowballs at cars.
I think this might be a ding.
Yeah, I think we're getting somewhere. But all right, let's resume.
Monica, I feel like you're like probably like, God, boys are so dumb. Why would you throw snowballs at cars?
Well, I already know that.
We are. That's how it is.
Okay, so you kind of are getting to where this story is headed. With the distance to the road, that means a couple of things, right? You need to have this nice, heavy, wet snowball to make it there. Not every snow is giving you that luscious packing snow. So what we would do is improvise, and you'd poke a little hole on top of a water bottle, spray down some snow, pack the snowballs, get them ready, get them prepped, spray them down again for good measure, which ultimately just made them ice balls.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Okay. So we had slightly different moral compasses. That's fine. I did much worse things later in life. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I said throwing snowballs at cars, it was basically had turned into throwing ice balls at cars. Not intentionally, but you needed that heavy snowball.
Sure.
You needed it.
So we're having a great time doing it. It's dark out. We're loving life. We're hucking these ice balls. And this little white van starts coming down the road. And I'm like, all right, this one's me. I got this one. It's my turn. I grab a ice ball, huck it into the air like a Hail Mary, send it into the sky. And this thing falls perfectly, direct hit into the windshield. We hear like a loud bang, but we also hear like a crack crunching sound.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Instead of like the big celebration, we're like, oh shit, oh my God, like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
Killed someone today.
Yeah. The car naturally, brakes pretty hard, trying to figure out what happened.
Oh, no.
Oh, you lost Monica.
Yeah.
I'm still in, Jake. I've been there.
Okay.
I know what it's like. Everything's so fun. And then you have this moment where the clarity of what you've been doing hits you in a nanosecond. You're like, oh, God, right. We shouldn't have been doing this. And now we're fucked.
Yeah. It comes back around, Monica. Don't worry.
Okay.
This person stops. They like slam on the brakes, but they couldn't really just stop in the middle of the road because there were cars behind them and there wasn't really a shoulder to pull off on. So they kind of hit the brakes hard, try to figure out what's going on, but ultimately they have no choice but to keep driving.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the top of this hill like, okay, maybe this isn't a smart idea. That was pretty crazy. This could have been bad. We could have wrecked somebody. They could have crashed. But then 3 minutes later, ADHD kicks in and we're like, all right, who's got the next one?
Yes.
Oh.
It's another bad feature of ours. Yeah.
We are rambunctious boys.
We're moral creatures, but it has a really very, very tiny time horizon. You got to get in there while we're feeling bad because they would just compartmentalize it real quick and move to the next.
Right. Still throwing snowballs at cars. Let's say I think it was 30 minutes when one of my buddy notices a white van parked like lights out directly across from us in the entrance to this other neighborhood that kind of looked out facing right where we were throwing from. And he's like, hey man, I think that's the van from earlier. And the two of us are like, no, there's no way. They drove off. They're gone. They're like trying to figure out what happened to their car. But he's like, no, I'm sure. We're all maybe trying to confirm with each other if it is the van. And it seemed like once we reached that threshold, we're like, oh yeah, that's definitely the van. Oh shit, that's them. The doors go flying open and 4 guys come barreling out of that van, coming right for us.
4 men.
We were 13, so I'm going to guess looking back now, they're probably like 19 or 20.
Yeah.
The type of guys that would see 13-year-olds and chase them down because they throw a snowball at them.
Yes, of course. What else they got to do?
You're right. So they come barreling at us and we're on top of this berm and we're like, bail, run, go, go, go. And we just take off, trying to get away as fast as we can, full snow gear, boots and all, not equipped to be really sprinting, running fast. And I swear I remember like once we got to the bottom of that berm, we looked back and it was like these guys were already at the top of that hill coming over right there. So at that point, we realized they're not just trying to scare us. They're really coming after us. We need to get the hell out of here. One thing about my neighborhood, too, is they were pretty open lots, no fences, not a lot of cover. So you couldn't really duck and hide right away. But there was like this older section with the foresty area. So instinctively, we're like, go to the foresty area. Like we need to hit the woods to lose them.
You're also running in snow, so it's obvious everywhere you go.
Right.
Yeah.
So the woods will confuse you. You'd lose the tracks.
Sure, you hope.
It's like a Tuesday at like 7 p.m. We're like running for our lives through these people's yards. 2 of us went this way. My other buddy kept going straight by himself now, went the other way. But at this point, we're like, you're on your own. I hope you survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's on brand
Yeah.
for what you guys have been doing.
2 of them follow me and my friend. 2 of them follow the other guy. And we're going through these woods. We get through the other side and we see like a little tree fort, like one of those jungle gyms for kids. So we run up the slide, barrel into this fort and are like hiding, peeking one eyeball out. Eventually, those guys make it to the other side of the woods. They turn back, go the other way. So we're like, we got away. We waited probably like 10 minutes or so. We're like, okay, they probably gave up looking, like, let's start heading back. So we go back through the woods, get to the other side where we first lost our buddy. But he's back there by himself, sitting on the curb. We get a little closer. We realize he's totally worked over. Bloody nose. We're 12, so tears running down his face, crying. He's like, they kicked the shit out of me. Like, guys, like, what happened? And like,
yes.
we're 12, 13, so I've never seen someone get worked over that bad. So I'm like, holy crap, this is bad. We need to get you to a hospital. We need to go home.
Right. We tell our parents everything.
Yeah. So we start walking down the street. We're like, we're safe now. It's okay. We start to pass the house we were throwing from. Those guys are still waiting at the bottom of that berm, hoping that we would return.
Oh, wow.
We sprint. The foot chase is back on. We're close to my house. Let's just get to my house. We'll figure out what to do then. Hopefully we're safe. It's home base. We'll be safe.
Yeah.
Illogical.
It's not a thing.
So we're sprinting back, cutting through a yard. We make it to my backyard and they catch up to us. I remember getting shoved to the ground. A huge scuffle breaks out. We're yelling. And then I remember this moment like vividly. The floodlights all turn on in my yard. My dad had all these floodlights. For some reason, we had dogs and there's coyotes. So he's like, I'm putting lights everywhere.
He's been preparing for this.
Yeah, he was preparing for the day where he had to come out and save us. It lights up like a prison yard. It sounds fake, but this guy like had my friend buy like his jacket. My dad walks out and goes, Jake, what the hell is going on back here? This guy like drops my friend, sprints away, and the debacle is over. We're like, oh my God, you saved us. Holy crap.
Whoa.
So only the dude who didn't throw the snowball got
beat up.
It was definitely my fault. Like looking back, I'm like, oh, I feel bad. Like I got you beat up pretty bad. We went in and told him, we're throwing snowballs at cars. And he's like, you guys kind of deserve it.
Yeah. What is it? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Ooh, I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's an off-roading thing.
I don't know if we actually ever cracked the guy's windshield or not.
Well, I was going to point this out earlier. It'd be easy to overestimate the strength of the windshield on the van. The van's angle of the window is much steeper. You hit a car, it's already at like a 30-degree angle. It's much easier to reflect it off. But a fucking 90-degree angle van window, it's just going to stay right where it landed. I don't think the moral of the story is not to not throw snowballs. It's don't throw them at vans and don't throw ice snowballs.
Don't throw them at cars.
Okay.
Because you never know. Also, even if it doesn't break the windshield, if it just obstructs someone's view and then they hit something
control.
Or hit a kid walking across the street, just don't be a part of this, guys.
Okay.
You're not thinking about this when you're 12 or 13.
I know.
No. You're thinking about, did the other guy throw one? Oh, I guess I'm supposed to throw one.
You know what your kids about this age did today?
What?
They handed out waters to people. That's what girls do.
Yeah. Well, they're also those 7 and 9. We'll see what happens when they're 13. There might be a little more stuff.
No.
Well, Jake, I'm glad you made it. Character building experience. You got through it. I don't think you really learned anything, is my guess.
I'm not hearing that you learned anything.
I learned that I'm pretty fast and I can run away.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, well, great meeting you, Jake. Thank you for that delicious story, and happy holidays to you.
Yeah.
Great to meet you both. Yeah, have a great holiday.
Okay,
Bye.
Take care, brother.
Cheers.
All right, here comes Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Lame? Oh, I would love it if it was Elizabeth Lame.
That's a girlfriend of yours?
That's Elizabeth and Andy. Nobody's listening, right?
God, I like that Carrie guy.
It's not Elizabeth Lame.
I have a crush on Carrie. Hi, Elizabeth. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you. I wasn't expecting to see you guys right away. Hello.
Oh, hi.
We're here.
You know what's fun is now you're in a closet like Monica and Sis, but you're at a very low angle. We don't get this privileged point of view. We're really sleeves up on all the garments, and that's new for us.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I can technically walk into my closet, but it's quite narrow, so I don't think I could get a chair in it. So I just went with ground level.
I will say, Monica.
What?
It's a request that could potentially have someone feeling less than, like, oh yeah, I guess I just have a closet big enough for me to fucking do a podcast in. Now I feel like shit, forget it. I'm calling Smartless with my story.
You and Smartless, my God. Listen, I've offered you 2 options. If you want to send every single person a recording device.
I'm too cheap. Okay.
Exactly.
Elizabeth, you've done the right thing. And Monica apologizes for the stress of it all.
I don't. I have nothing to apologize for.
No, you don't. You're good.
Where are you from?
I am from Michigan originally, actually.
Wow.
What part?
Ann Arbor.
Yes,
very
home of
fancy.
U of M.
Yes, it's funny, Dax, when you always tell stories about Michigan, I'm reminded of my father's friend who had a saying that was Ann Arbor is 6 square miles surrounded by reality. So I feel like you were in the reality and I was in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ann Arbor is very much the Austin of Michigan. They say the blueberry in the bowl of red soup.
Oh, really?
That's how they describe Austin.
Really?
Yeah, Ann Arbor is like an Eden.
Yes.
Really quick, there's a great bridge behind the Gandy Dancer. Do you know which one I speak of?
Yes, I do.
So I used to go there on the weekends and jump off that bridge all the time for fun.
Sure, of course.
Did you ever get off the edge of that thing?
No, I was too good of a child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you regret that at all?
No, I made up for it.
Yeah, okay. You hit the ground running as an adult.
Something like that.
Okay, tell us your story.
Yeah, hit us with a Michigan snow day story.
I actually texted my brother. It's more his story, but he was 10 years old when this happened. So that put me at like 7. We had big snow day and had obviously a good bit of snow because when you're in Michigan, you need a good bit of snow to get a snow day.
Yeah.
And my brother decided that he wanted to build like an igloo. So he decided he was going to build it in our front yard. So he built it a third of a distance off of the road with the entrance to the driveway. The entrance was maybe knee high, like you had to crawl in. And it's this tiny little thing that he can maybe spin around in, like
Yes.
sitting down, but not really stand up, right? It's this dinky little thing.
I've made them. I'm right there. I know
Really?
exactly. And I made it in our front yard as well, right
How'd
next to
you
the
make
electric
it?
box. First, you roll big snowballs like you're going to build a snowman.
Uh-huh.
And then you start stacking those big snowballs.
Oh.
And half your yard, it's kind of like we're pulling up sod, like the reverse of sod.
Sure.
So you're like, where everyone else's whole yard is filled with 14 inches of snow, you just have all these, like you've been mowing the lawn
see.
to make these big things. And then you're stacking them. It's not really possible to get the roof right. That's its whole.
Yeah, that
okay.
roof
So
seems
anyways, I just want you to know, God, am I with you? All right.
So he's in his little igloo and he hears a really loud noise.
Uh-oh.
He thinks it's an airplane or a helicopter or something. So he's like, oh, I want to see the cool thing flying in the sky. So he goes to back out of the igloo, but it was not an airplane or a helicopter. It was a car that was now turning into our driveway.
No.
So when he's backing out, the rear tire caught his boot and like ran him over essentially.
Oh my,
Oh.
in the yard.
Yeah, in the driveway.
So the car is coming up the street, it loses control and now it careens. Oh,
No, it was turning into our driveway. It was
Oh.
an intentional turn into our driveway.
Because he parked his igloo in the driveway.
Yeah, the entrance was in the driveway essentially.
Oh
and
my
so when he goes to
God.
back out, because there's, a little bit of distance. And so he didn't really hear it, doesn't know that it's now turning. And it grabbed onto him and for all intents and purposes ran him over.
No. And he was 10?
Yes. So then, of course, the whole hullabaloo.
really quick, who's driving that car?
Exactly. So that's my favorite part of the story. It was an insurance guy.
Oh
It
my.
was someone on a sales call.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, can you imagine going back to your employer and being like, so I just ran over a kid on this call?
Good news and bad news. I did close the Feldsteins. Bad news, I did run over their kid. That's their first claim. So maybe a push, but over time, long enough time, this is going to be a net positive.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So obviously called everyone, right? EMS, police, everything. They get there and my brother's overall okay, right? No bones sticking out, no like compartment syndrome. He's not in shock. He's in pain, but he's overall fine.
Are you a nurse?
No. I'm in medical, but no, I'm not a nurse.
Okay.
You do have a medical vibe.
Oh, thanks. So EMS basically tells my mom, well, if you want to, you can just drive him to the hospital. We don't need to take him.
What are they talking about? A
Well-
little boy was run over.
But ambulances are pricey. So if you don't have the right
Oh,
insurance,
yeah.
they're kind of saying to you like, hey, this is going to be $1,000 ride
They
and
just
it's a
bought
mile away.
insurance 1 minute ago.
Well, it might not be active yet. Okay.
So my mom opted for that, put him flat in the back seat of the van and took him to the hospital. And he was fine. No broken bones, no torn, nothing. His leg was really bruised up for a long time, but no worse for the wear.
Wow.
And that guy actually did come back another time, like rescheduled that meeting with my mom.
The audacity. Oh my God.
No, I want to hire this person. This is talk about not taking no for an answer.
And I don't think even if there was big damage, she would have like sued him or anything, but it was just funny.
Those kids, well, he's benefiting from the fact that there's a bunch of cushion on the ground. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Tires are slippery. You know, this is a dry day. Dry tire might be a different outcome.
Ooh.
Not wearing a big bunch of padding from the snow gear.
My mom, I think, suspected that what actually may have happened more is that his boot got caught in like the wheel well and he more got dragged than actually run over.
Right.
That was her suspicion, I think, based on the story and the injuries.
Yeah, you never want to get run over by a car, but if given the options, you want to be in a lot of snow gear on a snow day. That's about as good as it's going to get. Unless you get run over by a car in the water. That would be the number one way to get run over by a car. You're already in the water.
Right,
yeah.
Sure. I think also maybe it's a good lesson in making your igloo really big so people know people might be in it.
Well, Elizabeth, what's your brother's name?
Philip.
Blessings to Philip. I'm glad he persevered. I'm sure it didn't slow him down at all as a little boy. You shake him right off, don't you?
Yeah. He found other ways to injure himself later on in life. So
right. You either have a knack for it or you don't, I think.
He grew up and he married the queen.
Oh, Philip?
Yeah, Prince Philip.
Jeez Louise.
I'll make sure to tell my sister-in-law that.
Yeah, exactly.
That she's a queen.
Yes.
Well, Elizabeth, thank you so much for that story. Yeah. I'm sure it was more traumatic for you than him, really.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember bits of it, but you know how memory is. I remember the story more than the event, I think, these days. Thanks for having me on. And Monica, I just wanted to give a shout out for Race to 35 because I've been loving it. I'm 30, and so I'm loving all the convos and everything.
Thank you.
Great meeting you, Elizabeth. Happy holidays.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care.
Oh, no. Prince Philip got run. Who knew?
Prince Philip got ran over by a reindeer. La da 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 da.
Wow.
Was that song hot when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it debuted in my youth.
It did?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an old classic by
Oldie
my
but a
time.
goodie.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't allowed to play it. My grandma hated it.
Oh,
Oh my God. She
We
took
had on
it personally.
we had it on cassette, and we think she stole it. It was our
wow.
favorite song too.
Yeah, I did have a couple friends whose parents thought it was a very distasteful song. I'm sorry you didn't have snow days in Georgia.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I mean, not that often, but that's why they were extra exciting. We had
Like
one
how-
in college that was so fun.
Oh, did you guys get drunk and
Yeah,
booty bump in the
yeah.
street?
We made a pizza in the oven. It was caught on fire.
Oh my God, exciting.
I know.
Lacerated liver?
Ugh.
Well, look, what an exciting episode. For many, many reasons, this was an exciting episode.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. TBD on Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A big, big date coming this way. All right. Love you.
Love you.
Happy snow day to everyone who's getting one.
Yeah, have fun out there.
So
Don't
jealous.
get hit by cars and don't throw snowballs.
Can I tell you one thing that's very memorable for me? Of course, you know
Yes.
the snow day story where I had to fight the older boy that my brother came and said, "You're fighting."
That's right.
But
While you were watching Green Acres.
that's right. I was watching Green Acres. Additionally, we had as many really ice days as we did snow days. So when there's going to be an ice storm, that was actually more likely to shut school down.
Yeah.
And quite often, Tara, the street I lived on in 1st through 4th grade, it would be a couple inches of ice. So we would put our ice skates on our snow day, and we would, with our hockey skates on and our sticks and our pucks, we would skate all over the neighborhood. And it felt like, well, this is the dream. Imagine a thoroughfare for ice skating.
That's really fun.
Oh, and also you could stand, I remember very clearly. You'd have your big snow gear on, and you could stand, and with the wind, you would just stand on your skates in the street, and it would push you all the way down the street.
Oh, that's
You're
fun.
sailing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sailing.
I
take
like
me
this because it's
away.
actually safer than ice skating on water.
Yes.
So I like that.
Yeah. I love you. Happy holidays. Happy snow days.
Happy snow days.
Do you want to sing a tune or something? We don't have a theme song.
Oh. Okay, great.
We don't have a theme
opening song for this new show. So here I go, go, go. We're gonna ask some random questions, and with the help of Armcherries, we'll get some suggestions. On the fly rhyme dish, on the fly rhyme dish. Enjoy.